Okay, they're not letting file number 32 appear. They're not letting me upload it to YouTube. Today's date is April 5th, 2012, so I'm going to go ahead and remake it. What I'm doing is I'm making about 5 different hiking spots. And if through the stalking, what they do is they use homeless people that can be not found at a later date, to bring about incidents towards me at these hiking areas. And the whole goal now for me is to predict that it's going to happen before it happens, because this is the tactic that the San Diego police are engaging in. They've used homeless people on multiple occasions over at Friars and Frazee Road. I've had to call the police from that particular bus stop on 5 occasions. Every single one of the 12 phone calls that I have made to 911 have been deleted from my phone, and the San Diego police are the only ones that have been given my phone number to. Understand this and be clear, fellow San Diegans and fellow Americans. I'm a target of organized stalking, which is also called gang stalking, in San Diego, California. And the whole goal is to break down people's lives in order to be able to take legal custody of them, to take over legal custody of their finances, their property, and for sexual exploitation in syndicated run group homes. That's why they create the destitution to begin with. Then what they do is get along your route and say you're trespassing, you can't camp here. They'll make a police report in reference to it. And throughout the whole expedition, a bunch of falsified documentation is accumulated between doctors, county mental health, syndicated police officers, and this is all done to take the accumulated documentation before a syndicated probate attorney and before a syndicated judge to take legal custody of the target in order to exploit the target's finances, their Medicare, and to exploit the target sexually in a group home. This is literally what they're involved in. Understand this and be clear. There's a YouTube channel by the name of Norm Wicks. Go to it. They're doing it to this elderly individual and his son. They're both on disability. They target people on disability, single mothers and single women, and they're into a bunch of stuff: land co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation, human trafficking rings, sexual servitude rings. And what they'll do is create homelessness and then try to exploit the homelessness by trying to claim the target can't take care of themselves. And they'll use anybody and everybody in the community they can through slander campaigns. And a lot of it's based on lies, fake badges, and the syndicated police officers who are involved in it as well. Go to YouTube and listen to the video, listen to a stranger, and it's in part how they operate. And they'll get anybody and everybody they can in the community to aid and abet them, so it doesn't look transparent that the police are connected to these expeditions. And what I mean by that is that when a target like me is camping out, what they'll do is use anybody in the community, like a neighbor, a homeless person, or whatever, to either call the police or stage an incident to where the police have to be called. And then when the police arrive, that's when they make the documentation. It's falsified. Target's homeless, target's claiming they're gang stalked, possible mental illness, all this other kind of stuff. And then the perpetrators who caused the problem, the people they literally covertly put along the target's path to cause these problems at the hiking areas, are nothing but the conduit. So the whole scheme is not transparent. And this is what they do. So I'm making 5 different hiking spots. It's like a shell game. And if these incidences occur at one or more of these different hiking areas, using anybody in the community, business employees, business owners, managers, security guards of these businesses, and or homeless people. Understand this and be clear. These will be the buffers between me and the police, so the actual scheme is not transparent. I'm making these predictions now. 5 different hiking areas. Any problems happen at one or more, understand this and be clear. These are the tactics and methods that they use. Okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and attempt to upload this video. Video file number 32 they wouldn't let me upload it, so I transferred it to a USB drive, which shows the date that it was transferred to it electronically, and the predictions that were made in it. This is a prediction file. Okay, I'm playing a shell game with these guys. I already know what they're doing. I'm being electronically harassed at the current hiking location I'm at right now, which means that they know my location, in order for them to be able to use GPS tracking to triangulate the electronic harassment to that specific location of where I'm at. So I hear the electronic harassment. So that tells me right there they already know where I'm at, just like they knew where I was at 7 months right next door to the FBI building. And they staged an altercation on that day because I made some videos and some digital tape recording that I was going to go to the FBI the following day to report that that was a target of human trafficking, that San Diego's police were involved. I said if anybody approaches me today at my campsite, the San Diego police, or whatever buffer they use between me and them to make it look like they have a reason to come up here and evict me, it'll be because I plan on going to the FBI the next day. Okay, and the day before, I went to a business and asked them for the FBI's phone number. It's a long story, but those videos are already online. And so an hour and a half after I made that video and those digital tape recordings, the San Diego police showed up with the buffer, the property owner of the place where I was hiking at. And this happened right next door to the FBI building where I was electronically harassed, remotely nearly monitored, stimulated, and influenced, and scalar projected audible distinguishable signals were transmitted towards me on a daily basis every minute while I was at that campsite for 7 months. So this is what's going on. If anybody ever causes any problems at any of my hiking areas, I don't give a shit who they use. Business owners, security guards, business employees, homeless people, neighbors, anybody. I'm telling you right now, the San Diego police are steering this from behind the scenes. I already know it directly. I already flat out know it. My name is Leslie Williams, San Diego, California, April 5th, 2012. I'm at USD right now, and I'm making these predictions.